Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Thursday, July the 24th. We have a really small slate today for Thursday, only 5 games. One of the games today is an early game. We're not going to give out any plays from that game. We just got 2 plays for today. They're coming from the later games later tonight, so you'll have plenty of time to get these plays in. But again, it's a small slate, 5 games, so not really going to be a lot of standout plays today. Definitely think this is a good day to play light or just kind of take the day off. We'll have a big slate on Friday. Usually every Friday there's 15 games, and I'm pretty sure there's 15 games tomorrow on Friday. So good day to play light here, but still wanted to give you guys some early player props I did like for this slate. Taking a first look at the board. Wednesday night, recording this video the night before. Again, got 2 early plays. We're going to talk about these plays. We're going to break them down. But before we do that, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, and if they help you out, make sure that you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure to sign up. Use that promo code NOAH. When you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, play your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 in free lineups instantly added to your account. So, really easy way to build up that bankroll on Prizepicks. You don't have to sign up and deposit a bunch of money. You can just put in the minimum, which on Prizepicks I believe is $10. You can sign up, deposit $10, play a $5 lineup. Win or lose, you're going to get $50 worth of free lineups added to your account. Use those free lineups to hopefully win some money and again start to build up that bankroll on Prizepicks. So check them out, guys, and make sure to use that promo code NOAH. And then we do also have a partnership with Sleeper, so I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over there. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in on that first deposit, Sleeper will match it up to $100. You want to put in $100, they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. So now you have a $200 bankroll to work with, and this is an easy way to build your bankroll on Sleeper. You always want to be taking advantage of promotions, deposit bonuses. A lot of these sites do offer some sort of bonus for new users. It's a kind of a way for them to get users in. And as a user, our job is obviously to make money, and we want to take advantage of any type of promos, bonuses that the sites are offering us. So use that deposit bonus to your advantage. And if you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, again, make sure to sign up and use that promo code NOAH. But before we talk through our plays for today, guys, for Thursday, I want to recap the plays we gave out in Wednesday's video. So we kept it simple Wednesday, just had 2 plays, and we hit both plays, went 2-0. So hopefully you guys did tail. We took Mike Soroka over 15.5 pitching outs, which did hit. Soroka, I think, went 5 2/3. Almost went through 6 innings, but got pulled right before that. But we took his line at 15.5, which cashed. I think his line did get bumped up to 16, but even if you took him over 16 outs, that still cashed as well. And then we took Pete Crow Armstrong over 5.5 fantasy score. I know that line, it got pulled, shortly after I posted my video. So I'm not sure how many people actually were able to play PCA fantasy score. But if you took like his total bases, which was at 1.5, that cashed. If you took his hits, runs, RBIs, that cashed because he hit a home run in the 8th inning, I believe it was. He was 0 for 3. And it was not looking great heading into the 8th inning, but that's the beauty of baseball. A guy can be doing nothing, almost through the whole game, and then one swing is all it takes. And Pete Crow Armstrong hit a home run in the 8th inning, cashed his fantasy score. If you took anything else, total bases, hits, runs, RBIs, those all cash as well. So either way, hopefully you guys were able to make some money, and let's try and do it again here for this slate on Thursday. So again, we got 2 picks for today, guys. Let's go ahead and break them down. So the first pick that I do like is a hitter fantasy score. And we're going to take Nick Kurtz for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. So Nick Kurtz has been playing really well lately. He's had a hot bat. You can see based off his game log. He's had some homers lately. He's gone over this fantasy score line of all of his last 5 games for what it's worth. Doesn't mean much, but he has been hitting the ball well. So did want to mention that. But I do like this matchup a lot for Kurtz tonight, going up against Jason Alexander. So Jason Alexander going to be pitching for the Astros today. Alexander is a pitcher that we haven't seen a lot of this year because he's been in the minor leagues. He started off the season coming out of the bullpen, and then he was used as a starter. I think he went 6 innings, 1 start, and didn't pitch that poorly. and then he went 3 innings, didn't even pitch that poorly. Like, he hasn't even been pitching that poorly this year. Or he started off the season, out of the bullpen kind of pitching poorly, and then he made some long relief starts, went 6 innings, went 3 innings, and was, solid there. He did go 3 innings on July 4th. That was the last time we saw him pitch in the majors. So he's kind of been in the minor leagues for a lot of this year. But in the sample that we have seen from Jason Alexander so far this season, he has really struggled against left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters have given him a lot of trouble. We haven't seen him pitch in the majors. He obviously has pitched in the majors this season, but prior to this season, he hadn't pitched in the majors since 2022. So we don't have a huge sample of Jason Alexander pitching in the majors. He's been a guy that's been in the minor leagues a lot in his career. But in 2022, when he was in the majors, he also really struggled with lefties. Lefties gave him a lot of trouble. In 2022, lefties hit 331 off Alexander with a 395 on base percentage, 629 slug. So far this season in the majors, again, it's a small sample, but lefties have given him a lot of trouble. 281 average, 395 on base percentage, 594 slug. So if you're going to attack Jason Alexander, you want to do it with left-handed hitters. So I think it's a really good spot for Nick Kurtz. I think it's a good spot for Lawrence Butler. You could look at some props on, maybe Rooker or Langoliers or whoever, but I definitely like this spot a lot for Kurtz, who's been hitting the ball really well lately, has shown a lot of power this season. So far this season, Kurtz, I believe, does have, he's got 19 homers this season. He's hitting for average, too. Like, it's not like he's just, slugging and, when he doesn't hit home runs, he gets outs. Like, no, he's hitting for high average, too. He's batting over 300 against right-handed pitching this season, 309 to be exact. His splits against right-handed pitching are really good. High average, high on base percentage, 397, 679 slug, OPS over 1,000, 370 ISO, 190 WRC plus. Just really good numbers overall. I think this matchup sets up really well for Nick Kurtz. He also matches up really well against Jason Alexander's pitch mix. So if we look at Alexander and what he throws, he mainly throws sinker and changeup. Those are by far his 2 most used pitches. He's throwing his sinker about 43% of the time this season. He's throwing his changeup about 30% of the time. So he's combining to throw those 2 pitches like over 70%. If you look at Kurtz this season against sinkers and changeups, he has great numbers. 368 average, 658 slug versus sinkers. Versus changeups, good numbers as well. 286 average, 629 slug. So there's just so many boxes you can check in this spot for Nick Kurtz. I like him for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. That's going to be our first play for today. And then the other prop that I like is a hitter strikeouts prop. So we're going to go down and take a look at Nolan. I think it's Shawnuel. Nolan Shawnuel. We're going to take him for under or less than 0.5 hitter strikeouts. Now, I know a lot of people are probably not going to like this prop. People, typically the public, they don't like taking unders on 0.5 lines just because obviously, it only takes 1 strikeout for Shawnuel to, not hit this prop. If he strikes out, basically it's over. So I understand why people would probably not want to take this prop, but there's a lot of reasons why I like this prop, and let's kind of talk through them. So if we look at Shawnuel this season, he has been one of the few Angels hitters that has done a really good job at not striking out. Now, the Angels as a team are a very high strikeout team. They strike out a lot, but if we look at Shawnuel, he only has an 11.8% strikeout rate this year, which ranks in the 93rd percentile, so that's up there with like some of the top hitters in the league in terms of not striking out. And then if you look at his whiff percentage, he has just a 14.4% whiff percentage, so he doesn't really swing and miss a lot. If you look at his chase percentage, that's at 23.1%, which is still well above league average, 80th percentile in chase percentage, so he's not really chasing a bunch of pitches either. Just overall, he's not a guy that really strikes out much at all. He's got by far the lowest strikeout rate on this Angels team. And if we look at this matchup for him today, going up against Logan Evans, Logan Evans is a pitcher who has not really shown much strikeout upside this year. Evans has just a 17% strikeout rate, which is well below league average. If you look at Evans' chase rate, 25.5%, also well above league average. His whiff percentage, 19.5%, well below league average. Just overall, Evans is not much of a strikeout pitcher. He doesn't get a lot of swings and misses. He doesn't get a lot of chases. He just doesn't get a lot of strikeouts in general. And if you look at his splits against righties and lefties, his splits against lefties are even worse. So his strikeout rate this year against righties is 19.2%, but to lefties, it's 14.8%. So he's only striking out about 15% of lefties this year. Very, very low numbers. So I think this is definitely a spot where Shonwell is going to have the opportunity to put balls in play, just because Evans doesn't get a lot of swings and misses, doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, and he especially doesn't get a lot of strikeouts against lefties. Now, sure, there's a chance that, after Evans leaves the game, somebody from the bullpen comes in and maybe Shonwell strikes out against one of the bullpen guys, but that's something that's going to be hard to predict. And if you do look at the Mariners bullpen this year, the Mariners only have like 2 high strikeout guys in their bullpen. That's Andres Munoz, their closer, and then Gabe, I think it's Gabe Spear. He's a high strikeout guy, but like the rest of this Mariners bullpen, there's not a lot of high strikeout guys. Obviously, you do worry about like Munoz coming in late in the game as a closer, and if he has to face Munoz, that's not going to be ideal because Munoz is a high strikeout guy. But like I said, the rest of those Mariners bullpen guys are not super high strikeout guys. So even if he does face a bullpen pitcher maybe once or twice, hopefully he can avoid strikeouts there. But I like his chances of definitely not striking out against the starting pitcher Evans, who, like we said, very low K guy, especially to lefties, and Shonwell himself is a guy that doesn't strike out much at all. By far has the lowest strikeout rate on this Angels team. So we're going to take him for under or less than 0.5 hitter strikeouts. It's a tough slate, guys. Again, 5 games, so you kind of have to get a little bit off the board. I looked through all the props here for this slate. Every single projection I was looking at, just trying to find what I felt best about right now. Looking at the board the night before, because obviously right now, the night before, you don't have the full board up yet. There's still stuff we're waiting on to get added. So we're always kind of working with lesser options here, but gave you guys 2 plays I liked, and let's hope we can go 2-0 here. Went 2-0 on our 2 plays on Wednesday. Let's try and run it back for this slate on Thursday. But again, guys, I appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. As always, make sure that you hit that like button down below if you enjoy these videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. And be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH. Again, when you play $5, you'll get $50 in free lineups instantly added to your account. Check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. But good luck, guys. Let's win some money tonight, and I'll see you in the next video.